Segregation must be stopped. It must be broken down. Those of us who are on the Freedom Rides will continue. I'm not sure if I'll be able to, but we're going on to New Orleans no matter what happens. We are dedicated to this. We will take hitting. We will take beatings. We're willing to accept death. But we're going to keep coming until we can ride anywhere in the South, to any place else in the South, as Americans, without anyone making any comment. Jim Zwerg.
Jim Zwerg was a young man from Wisconsin whose only interest when he stepped onto a train in 1961 was becoming an exchange student in Nashville. That changed when he met John Lewis, who is now a United States representative, and became involved in the Freedom Rides. He, among many others, fought for the desegregation of buses. He became famous for his near-death encounter at a bus stop in Alabama.
In 1961, we participated in the Freedom Ride set up by the Congress of Racial Equality, or CORE. We wanted to test the Supreme Court decision of the Irene Morgan case of 1946 that declared segregated seating on interstate buses unconstitutional. Here's how we did it.
Originally, there were 13 of us, both black and white. We sat together on interstate buses, disregarding segregated seating. Whites would sit in the back where blacks were supposed to be, and blacks would sit in the front. When we went to rest stops, whites would go into black-only facilities and blacks into white.
It was a great plan, but we were still met with many challenges, such as abuse. Everyone, both black and white, risked being beaten or thrown in jail. A witness to Jim Zwerg's encounter described the painful consequences perfectly.
Mob members threw him over a railing, knocked him to the ground, kicked him in the back, and stepped on his face. Zwerg blacked out, oblivious to the continued assault. Attackers pulled him into a headlock and punched his face. Women pounded him with their handbags. When he slumped to the ground, people kicked him in the groin, ribs, and face, then hauled him up to repeat the cycle.
Also in Alabama, angry opposers to the Freedom Rides pelted the buses with stones and slashed their tires. When we went to change the tires, firebombs were thrown through the door. Luckily, everyone escaped. In addition, many of us were thrown in jail. Our efforts were not in vain, however. Not only did we force the Kennedy administration to focus more on civil rights, we also got interstate buses desegregated. What we accomplished was more specific than the Supreme Court ruling, and thus had a much greater impact on the civil rights movement.